Hey guys, as you can tell, this is my next documentary. Hey Nick, what's something everybody wants?
Money. Mikey, what's something everybody needs?
A job.
That's why you should get a job.
I hope you enjoy.
First place that we went to was Little Caesars in Pineville, Kentucky.
My name is Tessa Caldwell, and I'm a cashier person at Little Caesars. I sell food and take the money and then give them their change back.
Okay, so our first question to you is, what made you get a job?
What made me get a job was I was tired of not having any money, and I was tired of asking my parents for money and them yelling at me. So I decided that if I wanted to have things, that I would get a job so I could make money and pay for them myself.
So how did you get a job here?
Well, I quit my job at Pizza Hut, and I was talking to my friend Randall Jones about getting a job at Little Caesars, and he kept telling me to come get an application, but I just never did, kind of lazy. And then one day he called me. He was like, "We really need somebody to work here. Do you want to work here?" And I said, "Sure." So I came here that night, talked to the general manager, and I started the next day. Now I have a job.
So how has your job changed you?
My job has changed me by making me more responsible because, I actually have to do things, and if I don't do it, I get in trouble. And it's made me a lot more grateful because now I pay for my own stuff, so I don't want to destroy it like I have in the past when somebody else has paid for it.
Would you recommend everyone in high school should get a job?
I definitely suggest everyone getting a job because, you need to see what it's like. You need to see what it's like to have to actually work for something and it not be handed to you. Nothing against people who don't have a job. That's fine. But I do recommend, I really do. Helps you grow up.
What does your job consist of on a daily basis?
My job consists of coming into work, my finger up, I clock in, and then I count my drawer. And then I start taking orders, take specialty orders like a Supreme, or just take regular hot and readies. Then they give me their money. I give them their change back, ask if they want a receipt. Then when I close, I sweep and mop, I clean off the counters, fill up the pot machine. Now I have to start making sauce. And I just clean everything up, and then I clock out and count my drawer down.
What are the benefits of working here?
The benefits of working at my job is I can get free food. Not allowed to have free drinks, but I can have free food. And, it's great. And when we go home at night, I can take home leftover pizza.
So do you think having a job has made you more responsible?
I think having a job has made me more responsible, yes.
Are you grateful for your job?
Yes.
For people that say that they have sports and other stuff that they can't work, what would you say to them?
I'd say that's not true because there's people at my job who play sports and we work around them, and most places here do. If you go in and say you play sports and you're a teenager, they'll work around your schedule, so that's really not an excuse.
Do you play sports?
I do not, but I have played sports and had a job before.
Okay. Thanks, Tessa.
Anytime.
The second place we went to go interview people was Long's Pick Pack, and we also went to Mike Long's house.
I'm a cash register / carry out at Pick Pack.
All right, and what's your job consist of?
My job consists of when I'm carry out, I take people's groceries out to their cars, or I'll get the buggies from the lot. I'll take the trash out. Sometimes I bag ice, and I gotta do drop-offs at the end of when we close. And for cash register, it's just what I can't remember what it's called. I forgot what's it called when you like scan people's things. Just
check them out.
Oh yeah, check them out. Yeah, I can't even do my own damn job. I don't even know what I'm doing. But yeah, I do that.
Is there a particular reason that you got a job? Like, did you just get one out of the blue, or?
Well, I've been planning on getting a job for a while now. I decided I really didn't want to. I was going to do track, but I decided to do this instead. And try and get some money throughout the summer, so when I go to college, I have something I can buy food with and stuff like that.
So you're getting it to prepare you for college?
Yeah.
Has having a job made you more responsible and like appreciate like your money more?
It's made me more responsible at home, like by the things I do. Like I'm more I acknowledge like more of what my mom does, I guess, and like I cook for myself now, and so I guess that's made me more responsible. But money, it's not so much appreciate money, but more appreciate my time. And it's made me realize in the future I won't have as much time as I have in the past, since now I have a job and I have to manage my time a lot more than I used to.
So does it kind of make you appreciate like what your parents do more?
No, because I think I've always appreciated what my parents did, and I think I've always understood that pretty well. So. But
like, if it was like another student, you think it would make them?
Yeah, if they're yes, but you know.
Has your job taught you anything else like valuable?
Yeah, it's what's it taught me? I think it's improved my character, and I think I've become better with people, and just having to interact with them every time I work, and
like carry out.
Yeah, you know, I ask people how their day is, or start a conversation, and it's made me really improve my speaking skills, and
so it's made you more like vocal.
Yeah, and like I'm not really nervous to talk to people anymore. Like I don't care, you know, like it's not a big deal. And used to, I didn't want to talk to people in public, or I didn't want to ask someone how their day is. I just didn't care. But now, you know, it's something I try to do, just to talk to someone.
All right. What would you say to someone if they ask if they should try and get a job in high school?
First thing they should ask themselves if they have the time. Like, if you're a student athlete, you can't have a job while you're in season, and if you do, it's really difficult and not even worth it, because...
What about out of season?
Well, out of season, it depends. If you're struggling with your grades, you probably shouldn't, because you need more time to do better in your class, and you're probably already behind, and getting a job would just probably put you farther behind. Because once you get a job, you have to learn, like, sometimes you're going to get home late and you're not going to be able to study. You're going to have to learn how to manage your time. And so if you have bad grades, then you probably don't need a job until you have good grades. Once you have good grades, it's still kind of a hard transition, because your studying methods or studying schedule is still going to be changed, because you might like to study at night, but if you have work that night, then you're going to stay up till like 1 a.m. But if you don't go into work till 4 or 5, then you can start studying, you know, right after school. So it's just adjustments like that that you have to be aware of, and just ask yourself if this is worth it, or if the money I'm making or is worth the time that it's going to take. And you know, and if you really need the money, then it's just, every person's different. So
in that case, would you like recommend a summer job?
Yeah, I think a summer job is a good idea. You know, even if you're an athlete, you can still have one. It's still it's gonna suck, you know, having to practice and then go to work. But I mean, you'd be fine, and you don't have to worry about school. I mean, it'd be a lot easier on you, because you know, if you're in school and you have a job, go from school from like 8 to 3, and then you'll go to work from 4 to 10. Like you can't do shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta. It sucks.
Mike Long, Long's Pick Pack, family-owned business, over 50 years.
You want to talk a little bit about your business?
Was started with my dad, Ray Long. Actually, when he first started, he had his brothers working with him, but he actually always owned the business. Started out very small, could park 6 cars. I think there were 5 employees. Today we have about 63 employees and have branched out, have remodeled, have revamped the store for at least every 10 years since 1965 or so.
Out of, 63 employees, how many of them are students?
There's probably about 12, I think, and when you say students, some of them would be college students.
Yeah.
Our schedules support that a little bit because we're open till 10, and you can support after school. It really helps when you have, like you have, the 1 o'clock out for seniors or something like that, so we can start you at 2 or 3 when the rush starts right after school. We try not to hold anybody over any later than say 10:30 when they are students, and a lot of times we work on weekends as opposed to nights. We also work around a lot of ball schedules and those kind of things, but you know, our schedules when we actually need to help limits what we can do and what we can't.
What do you think that having a job in high school teaches students?
I think responsibility is the biggest thing. I think that it's somewhat of networking, it's somewhat of teamwork that with the other people there. I think sometimes, especially now when there's so much texting and other things that are done through technology, that you don't have a lot of social skills and talking to people, and you know, cashiers are supposed to meet, greet when they walk up, and then as you know, when you've carried out or something like that, a lot of times a lot of people talk to you, and when they see us, they actually brag on so and so helped me with my groceries out. They're so kind, they're nice, help me put the stuff in my car and those kind of things. I think it goes a long way for self-esteem.
Do you think it's necessary to have one before you go to college?
I don't think it's necessary, but I think that it helps. I think that being on a schedule, you know, not being able to be late, having to punch a time clock, being responsible with money somewhat, helps when you get away from home and somebody's not doing everything for you.
Did you have a job in high school?
Actually, at this store, I did some other jobs part-time and helped put some things together, like for a Western Auto or something like that. For the most part, I worked at Pick Pack and started bagging groceries, and I've been a cashier before, and I actually worked on the front end. I've worked about every department in the store over the years.
So what has the job taught you personally?
I think it teaches you to respect others that do work, that do care, that I think that as owning the store now, you really don't want to ask somebody to do something you've not done. But you know, heck, I've cleaned toilets and mopped floors, and you know, I've scrubbed the parking lot or whatever. So you know, I've done about everything down there at some point.
What do you look for, like when you're hiring students? Like anything? Do you look at grades?
Not so much grades. I think that, to be honest, somebody that doesn't have at least decent grades are not responsible enough, that they normally will not show up to school, or they're missing class, or they're coming in late, or leaving early, maybe don't have the respect they need. We have hired people before that have needed to say, go ahead and finish getting a GED or go back to recovery or whatever. Then when they've done so, they've done, you know, stellar in that some of them are even department heads and things, or they've went on and maybe, I don't know, done other jobs, and it was just like a stepping stone there for them.
So it kind of all goes back to being responsible and stuff?
Yes.
Okay. That's it. Thanks.
Mikey Long, I'm a stock boy at Pick Pack.
Okay, so our first question is, what made you want to get a job?
Well, I had one, so I just kind of asked Dad if he would hire me, and then he hired me the next day.
All right. What does your job as a stock boy consist of on a daily basis?
Well, I show up, clock in at 2 o'clock. I'll fill up the truck of stuff from the big truck that comes in, and I'll run it for about 2 hours or however long it takes. And then I'll fill the milk, and I'll get buggies if they need help up front, and I'll fill ice, I'll check bananas. Some people buy propane, and I have to open it up for them, put it in the truck, fill eggs. I get buggies sometimes, that's about it.
Would you recommend for other people to get a job in high school?
I mean, if you don't have good grades though, and I mean, if it'll interfere with like your sports and stuff, maybe not. But other than that, yeah, because you get like a taste of what the real world's like, and I mean, you're gonna be working for like 40, 50 years, however long. So.
Well, what would you say to people in high school who do take on sports each day and say they can't get a job because of their schedule?
Work in the summer. I mean, you can work out at night and do drills and stuff after work. I mean, you don't work all day. You can make time.
Well, what made you want to get a job?
I just wanted money, really. I got tired of asking my mom and dad for money.
How do you think this job has changed you as a person and how you see the world?
I value my money more. Like, I used to like just ask mom and dad for like a pair of shoes or whatever, and now I just kind of like spend my money wisely, and I'm more responsible, and I mean, I don't know.
Well, most people don't get to say that they work for their dad. Would you say it changes your opinion on working, or would you work for anybody?
He treats me like he treats everybody else, so I mean, it's not really working for my dad. I mean, I am, but I don't get no special treatment.
All right, well, that's all for this. I would like to say thank you.
Thanks.